Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is Mr. DB333, and welcome back to the new campaign trail. I believe the last time we hopped in was with the 1998 Minnesota governor election. Bit of a funny one to go with, but we had the man, the myth, the legend, Jesse the Mind Ventura, go up against the Republican and Democratic nominees and managing to pull off an upset. That was more of a niche little scenario. And I want to go ahead and do some different ones. I told this to a YouTube commenter because he was suggesting I play a RFK submod. I have this big, grandiose series planned, which I'm, of course, going to title Nothing Bad Happens to the Kennedys. There are a couple neat little mods which relate to the Kennedys. The ones that caught my eye mainly were the Viva Kennedy ones, which there's a 1964 and a 1968 option. Right there's also the RFK one, which is pretty interesting as well, and RFK into 72. So there are a couple neat little options, and I want to play them all out a little bit, but it's only appropriate that we start at the beginning, I think, and just go ahead and see how well we can do in the original 1960 scenario. So we're not going to be loading up any mods. We're going back to 1960. After 8 years of Dwight Eisenhower, two youthful candidates compete to be his successor. Kennedy is a senator with a moderate record, a telegenic face, and high-minded rhetoric. Nixon is a sitting vice president with a strong Cold War record, moderate economic views, and potential likability problems. Nixon begins the campaign as the slight favorite, but every region of the country could be competitive. Key issues are the Civil War, rights, and healthcare. How wacky can we take this? Define wacky. I'll ask for a bit of more context before I answer that, Cat. By the way, if you are confused who I'm talking to, I don't have voices in my head. Well, I do, but I'm not talking to them. I'm talking with my Twitch chat. So you can go ahead and join me on Twitch. Leave a follow. Play a lot of strategy games on here, but I'm going to be recording this one and probably Viva Kennedy 64 on in this one session. But if you want to catch the ones after, you can go ahead and check it out. Send me a follow. Base plug, honestly. Thank you. So we're going to go ahead and select John Kennedy. John F. Kennedy served as a senator since 1953. Comes from a wealthy political family and possesses a youthful, telegenic appearance. He's been a moderate senator in the past and faces the challenges of winning over liberals who preferred other candidates. Furthermore, almost any stance that Kennedy takes on civil rights will alienate a bloc of his party. One strategy to finesse these points and focus on the Cold War. Kennedy would be the first Catholic president. I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. And we have a couple options. We have Lyndon Johnson, we have Stuart Simonton, and we have Hubert Humphrey. But we're going to go with Lyndon Johnson, because that was a historical one. So let's go with old Jumbo. Lyndon Johnson is a powerful member of the Democratic Party, having served as Senate Majority Leader for the past 5 years. Many southern states are threatening to bolt his segregationist ticket. Johnson is the only person with the clout to save most of those states. Texas will almost certainly be lost with any other running mate. At the same time, his vote for the Taft-Hartley Labor Act in 47 is still a sore spot for unions, a good damn from their enthusiasm for ticket. How far else can we make this campaign? Like crazy policy ideas or silly scandals or whatnot? We can take different views on civil rights and different economic policies at the time. The base game mods are kind of vanilla. They don't go completely crazy, although you can sometimes. I forget how crazy you can really go in 64 or the 61, but there's some wacky ones, especially with some of the mods, which we can get into. So, we got the question. What kind of tone will you attempt to set in your campaign for this fall? I've always been on the more moderate wing of the party. We need to emphasize my anti-communism and my record as a senator. We hope to win back the Eisenhower Democrats. Let's give that a shot. Because this may be accurate given your record. Let's see how it flies with the voting public this fall. So, let's look to the electoral vote. It starts off as a massacre for us. We win Louisiana, Georgia, barely New York, and these couple of New England states, but we get wiped everywhere else. So our goal, like in history, is to try to make an upset. Yeah, that's a lot of red. I mean, this is coming off the Eisenhower administration, and Dwight Eisenhower was an incredibly popular president, and Richard Nixon was his running mate. So, and Ike wiped the map. He didn't win many states in the South, but he won just about every other state. So, it's gonna be rough, but hopefully we can find a way to bridge that gap. What do you have to say about the selection of Lyndon Johnson as your running mate? He's a loyal Southerner and a senator from Texas who will spare no effort to advance the Democratic agenda. Word of support help as LBJ begins campaigning in the South. We could Joel and strong on that route as politicians and disavowing the unpledged elector movement. Okay, that helps us a little bit more. We now more competitive in Alabama. In fact, we just about have it. So, what's yellow, by the way? Is that neutral? That's the racist. That is the South, the Dixiecrats. Because historically, the Democrats have had two different factions, more northern and more southern. The southern were Dixiecrats. And so the Dixiecrats would tend to run campaigns when they didn't quite like what the main Democratic candidate had to say about civil rights. So we have this going on in 1960 with Harry Byrd. So we get to choose where we want to campaign. I'm going to go to California, because California is going to be an important state to pick up. And it's usually going to be a little contentious, because that is Nixon's home state. But we also can make some inroads there, possibly. So let's visit California. Do you feel current levels of defense spending are adequate? Kennedy really went hard on defense. That's really what got him some popularity, so we should probably go hard on that as well. I believe we need more vigilance in that area of defense, both military equipment and for missile development. We currently have a missile gap with the Soviet Union. Score Army campaign, a good place to differentiate yourself from the Republicans. There we go. There was a recent effort in Congress to pass a program to provide medical care to elderly Americans, but was narrowly defeated. We'll make a further push for this type of program as president. I would redouble on our efforts on this front. Too many of our nation's elderly are unable to afford decent medical care in their advanced years. That's exactly what your party wants to hear, and we'll push for on this issue. There we go. We got to appease the party line a little bit. California used to be so anti-partisan. Yep. Candidates in California would run on Democratic and Republican tickets all the time. Just not announced what party. Crazy to think how things have changed since. It really is. Let's go back to California. It says about the economy and the economic policies of this country over the past 8 years. We must do better. The present administration has advocated a hard market policy which caused a recession of 50 and left idle industrial capacity in our country. These two are going to be shooting ourselves in the foot. This one might be okay, but I think this is okay. How did that do? I mean, we're doing okay. We might pick up North Carolina coming up. Let's go back to the game. So the United States adequately prepared to defend against the Soviet threat today. Cuba has been lost with the Soviet Union, providing a potential base for communist aggression on the very doorstep of our nation. I am very unsatisfied with the current situation. Choose to visit California. Do you believe the United States is adequately prepared to defend against the Soviet threat over the next 10 years? We have a missile gap and overly tight monetary policy that's constraining our growth. I'm very concerned that these shortfalls will allow the Soviet Union to gain an advantage if they're not addressed. Are we not getting the pop-ups? Bay of Pigs, but based. Pretty much. Richard Nixon has made experience the centerpiece of his campaign. What do you have to say on this point? Well, I will bring new dynamic leadership to this country as president. I don't see how this line of argument puts me at any disadvantage. Did I accidentally click the button that makes me not get advice? I think I did. I like the advice. Okay, fuck it. I'm gonna refresh, speedrun it. So I do like the little bits of advice. Little southerner. Missile gap. California. Maybe I didn't, because I'm not getting the... I guess not. Might just be confused. Oh well. Anti-Catholicism has been a huge issue thus far in the campaign, with hundreds of pamphlets and leaflets being distributed across the South and the Midwest. Do you have any comment? We can't be out there responding. Oh, I'll attack the idea that any good Protestant would vote against my candidacy because I happen to be Catholic. It's weird, kind of weird JFK being the more popular candidate in the South. Yeah, it's, like I said, the Dixiecrats and the Democratic political machine used to dominate that down there. So the United States apologized to the Soviet Union for controversies surrounding the downed U-2 spy plane and the surrounding espionage. No, we can't show weakness in the face of a Soviet threat, and the Paris summit collapse will mean that. The intransigence of Nikita Khrushchev. This is California. Dwight Eisenhower did the right thing when he sent federal troops to Little Rock to ensure the integration of the high school there. I believe Eisenhower did what he had to do in this case to make sure the decisions of the Supreme Court are enforced. We are going to try to thread the needle a little bit, because we don't want to lose too much of the South, but we also don't want to piss off the North. I think that's... we should try to keep it a little vague. There have been a large number of sit-ins recently where black students and activists are sitting at white-only counters in department stores to advocate for desegregation. Do you support this movement? Well, I support the civil rights movement, but I'm a little concerned about the disregard for a lot that some of these activists have shown. Safe answer that won't hurt you too much with anyone. There we go. Move back to California, those fuckers. True. Anti-Catholicism continues to be an issue. Many newspapers have published a statement by 150 Protestant clergy, including Norman Vincent Peale, opposing any Catholic as president. Do you have any comments? Let's take this opportunity to make a major speech on the topic. I'll address this issue exclusively in a televised speech and put it to rest for good. This is actually what Kennedy did in our timeline, in real life. Giving the speech was a good idea, many people were impressed, and proved good material for future advertisements. There we go. We're starting to close a gap, but the gap is pretty small. A lot of these places. American Catholicism is such a bizarre thing to me. Yeah, it's a different time altogether. Ooh. That's the RNG ones. Let's give it a let's click that one. You're the clear winner of the first debate. Let's go. It shows with sudden enthusiasm and the sudden enthusiasm of your crowds. Let's go. That's gonna help us pick up the gap. Look at that. We're still the loser, but it's gonna be a lot closer. Thank you, R and Jesus. Where do we want to go? Doing solid in the South. I have a lead in Texas. Let's swap over to Illinois, because Illinois ended up being the state that decided the election. So it'd be nice if we could lock that down as well. The United States adequately defended it against the communist threat in Indochina, which supports further action there if necessary. Well, this is where it gets wacky, Kev. We can support nuclear weapons. You know, you don't want to be too hawkish. We don't want to pull a Barry Goldwater and advocate for nukes. Situation we need to watch carefully, and I'm open to a variety of measures if necessary. That's actually helped us quite a bit. Flip California into our column, which is huge. We'd win if the election was held today. If, of course. Back to game. We should position on the power of labor unions in the United States. I support unions and I oppose the excesses of leaders such as Jimmy Hoffa. Unions cleanse every corrupt element should play a central role in the American economy. We need to lock down the Midwest. We can't come out against unions. I think that's a pretty decent line there. That's exactly what our party wants here. Beautiful. Mississippi's sting hard for Harry Bird. Yeah, we don't have much of a chance in Ole Miss, but I'm not really too worried. Also, slightly ahead in pretty much everywhere on the West Coast, as Kev pointed out. No Florida and no Virginia, but Texas is slightly in the Nixon camp. But we can come back from that. We'll work on Wisconsin. To believe that the islands of Quemoy and Matsu should fall within the United States perimeter, defense perimeter in Asia. I do believe we should defend these islands. We're committed to the defense of Taiwan, and that commitment must include all of Taiwan to be credible. Good answer for the situation. Beautiful. Narrowing the gap in Florida and all these states. What's your education on the current level of funding in the United States? Would you increase federal education funding even if it meant higher taxes or a larger budget deficit? Education is a key front in our battle of communism, and that includes adequate pay and respect for our nation's teachers. I would support additional federal spending on this. Good answer to one support for you from Democrats. Beautiful. The West Coast is very tight, though. Let's see. I'll go to Washington. Would be nice to get those 9 votes. Support the passage of a federal civil rights bill as president to address war's successes of segregation in the South. This would be okay with the South, but that would screw us in the North. Probably the same with this. I'm supportive of a civil rights bill and work with Congress to get one written and passed. I think that should be okay. Yeah, that's helping us. That is helping us. Trying to maximize the electoral votes we can get. We're doing a good job at that, I think. Or at least a decent enough job. Do you think that Cuba has been lost to the communists at the time? If you do you think it is part of the fall of the United States? What we've unfortunately seen in Cuba is the consequence of insufficient support for anti-communist governments and movements. We need to be much more aggressive in our actions against the Castro government. It's going to be aggressive during the campaign, but can you back it up if you're elected? Well, that's a question, isn't it? Little tight in New Jersey, so I'll head over there. Do you support a minimum wage of $1.25 per hour with some exceptions for small businesses, such as recently defeated in Congress? I support this measure. I think it would be greatly beneficial to millions of American workers. That helps us. That helps us. Florida's pretty close. We might be able to end up winning Florida. We're also winning in Alaska, which is kind of funny to see. Not so much in Wisconsin. Not really in Ohio yet either. How serious at current time do you believe the internal communist threat is? We should always be concerned about internal subversion, but the external Soviet threat should be our primary focus at this point. That seemed to hurt us a little bit. We're losing Hawaii and Texas now. Let's visit Missouri. Recently, Martin Luther King Jr. was arrested at Sit in Atlanta. Now he's been sentenced to 4 months in prison for failing to get a Georgia's driver's license after moving to that state. Do you have any common action you'd like to take? Let's make a call to Mrs. King to offer condolences, and let's demand the release of Mr. King. Helps us with black and liberal vote in the North. That works. That works. Lady Bird Johnson, LBJ's wife, has been spat on by a gathering of far-right protesters in a Dallas hotel lobby. What are your thoughts? I have no real comment to make, but I'm sure the voters of Texas will be incensed at the incivility of this episode. One ugly incident may not swing too many votes at your side, but any little bit helps late in a campaign. No kidding. Okay, we might lose Delaware, but I'm not too worried about that. Okay, let's visit. Let's shore up support Texas. Where will you spend the final days before the election? Let's travel to California and the West Coast. If we lock down California, we're good. You have enthusiastic crowds wherever you go. Unfortunately, Eisenhower's also hit the trail for the final few days, and it's definitely helping Nixon. Good luck tonight. Election night has arrived. Settle in and wait for the turns, however long it may take. Best of luck, boys. All right. Place your bets, boys. Should probably open up that bet thing. That would be fun. Let's start JFK LBJ landslide. Let's go. Let's hope. I'm going to pull up the actual results. 1960 presidential election. So we won Georgia, Rhode Island, Massachusetts came for us. A couple of these states are red, not a big surprise. Alabama's blue, Maine's red. Some of the upper South is going red. Ohio went red. That's not a nice loss, but won West Virginia, Maryland, North Carolina, and Arkansas are coming in, losing to some of these plain states. New York and Illinois came in for us. That's huge. South Carolina, Louisiana, I'll take that. Wisconsin didn't go away. That's a little unfortunate. But that's okay. Delaware ended up going blue. Kind of close, but we'll take that. Nevada's gone blue. Oregon's gone red. Michigan has gone blue. That is very good. Worried about these two states, and then... Ooh. Dang. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Oh, my God. No one won. Oh, my God. Nobody won. Democrats have advantage in the House of Reps, so you're probably in good shape, Howard. A lot of it depends on how you deal with Harry Byrd. Oh, no. Wow, that's a 6,000 vote difference in the popular votes. He didn't even play that. Okay, results by state. I got closest states. New Jersey was decided by 5,000. Oh, man. Well, that is funny. That is really funny, actually. Wow. That just... Stop the count. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, let's try that again. That was I mean... I think we all were. Alright, let's try things a little bit different. Let's try de-emphasizing the political aspect of the campaign. And we'll focus a lot on California and Texas. Missile gap. Redouble on it. Texas. Let's see. Absolutely not. Not apologizing to the Reds. What's the website? It is newcampaigntrail.github.io. Thread the needle. Thread the needle. Major speech. Let's hope it does it. If I'm gonna do campaign alongside you, let's do it. We only equaled Nixon this time. That's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, go more aggressive in South Vietnam. That's the kind of aggressive stance people want to hear. I forget if we did that or not. It doesn't really seem to help us in reality, but... That one party wants to hear. Let's go to Texas. What scenarios would you recommend? Play the 1961 along with me. Be aggressive on this. California. Let's move forward with it. Doesn't piss off the South as much as I thought it might. We're prevailing in Texas. California is going to be kind of tight. And the release of Dr. King. Okay. God, we might even be in worse shape now. Campaign in California. Do it again. Because the pro-civil rights would help with self-black votes. Then I realized... Yeah, Kev, they can't vote. They can't vote yet. Okay, let's pull up the actual election results just so we can compare. So, 303 to 219. We'll see how that ends up going. If I can get even a slight victory here, I'll take it. Got Alabama. Tighten down. Not so much an Ole Miss. Where did they... Faithless electors from Alabama. That's where they got them. Okay. I understand now. Got New York. 8 plus 5. Alabama's 9, so that's... Okay, we got Texas this time. That's a great start. Also have Illinois. Get Michigan. Especially if we get California, you should be fine. Got Michigan. We just need... Fuck. Goddamn California. Okay, come on, New Mexico. Please, Okay, fuck you, New Mexico. We got New Jersey instead. We won, boys. It's very close. There we go. Congratulations, we've now won the 1960 election. Nixon won the popular vote, though. But take the wins where he can. Hopefully he can move to the United States in a more modern direction after 8 quiet years of Eisenhower, while holding the line against the Soviet Union. At a young age, you have potential to define the entire decade as president, perhaps to hand the torch to one of your brothers in the future. Well, maybe. Just maybe. Closest states. New Mexico. Well, that's, what, 300 votes in New Mexico. Jersey was decided by 4,000. Hawaii by 600. Then Nevada was about 400. Washington was pretty tight as well. Let's check the election map. 283 to 240. So we did worse than the official actual timeline. But what are you going to do? So how's the new campaign trail with the 1960 election? Hope you guys enjoyed that. Like I said, I'm going to be playing a lot more of the Kennedy-centered mods, because I think they're, especially the Vita Kennedy ones, are very well made, and I have a lot of fun with them. But if you want to see him playing more campaigns, I know there's now a Nixon one as well. And if you just want to see more of this, leave comments and suggestions on what to check out. Like this video if you like it, dislike if you didn't. If you want to see more of this content, hit the sub button for uploads weekdays as well occasionally Saturdays. I'm mainly do strategy game content, but been really enjoying the new campaign trail, and if you guys want to see more content like that, I'm open to playing it more. I can think of stuff I should have done better. A few more visits in Missouri might have done me some good. But I think for this rerun, we did well. So I'll take it. But yeah. Check out my various links down in the description box below. The Twitch, which is filmed on live. This was filmed live. I can speak. Definitely. My Patreon, my second channel, and my Discord are all down the links below. We have a new campaign trail Discord channel if you want to talk new campaign trail or just talk with some friendly faces and keep up to date on stuff that's going on. But yeah, that's it for now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. My name has been Mr. DB333. I'll see you next time, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.